Every single day we get on the road, it's the split-second decisions that separate a totally normal commute from an absolute disaster. In this explainer, we're going to break down some real-life, heart-stopping close calls that serve as powerful and honestly unforgettable safety lessons. Let's dive in. This sentence right here, it just cuts through every single excuse we make for rushing, doesn't it? This is the one thought to really hold on to when you feel that little urge to just, push the limit a tiny bit more. So here's how we're going to do this. We're looking at 3 specific incidents that all happen within just a few days of each other, okay? So these aren't some abstract theories from a textbook. These are real-world case studies in dangerous driving. And trust me, each one has a critical lesson for all of us. All right, first up, a tight, congested city street where space is just non-existent. It's a scenario I'm sure most of us face every single day. Okay, picture this. It's New Year's Eve on Anacotton Street. The rider of a blue scooter decides, hey, I'm going to illegally overtake from the left in bumper-to-bumper traffic. What's wild is how ordinary this all sounds. A common street, a common scooter. But that's exactly where the danger is hiding, in the everyday moment. I really want you to visualize this. The gap between a scooter's handlebar and the car's mirror was a single inch. 1 inch. To make it even worse, the guy wasn't even wearing a helmet. He was literally threading a needle, gambling his life on a space that just wasn't there. So, okay, besides the obvious fact that it's illegal, what is the fundamental driving principle being completely ignored here? What makes a move like this so incredibly, unbelievably reckless? Well, it all comes down to the 2-second rule. And let's be clear, this isn't just a friendly suggestion, it's a law of physics. It is the minimum buffer you need to react to something unexpected. By squeezing into that 1-inch gap, the rider didn't just shorten his reaction time, he eliminated it. It was 0. If that car had even tapped his brakes, a collision was absolutely guaranteed. Now, let's switch gears and head to our second case. We're leaving the crowded city street and moving on to a high-speed bypass, where the stakes, and of course the speeds, are a whole lot higher. So here on the NH66 bypass, we saw not 1, but 2 instances of what the source calls the air guitar maneuver. Just think of a guitarist doing a wild strum across the strings. That's what this is. A sudden, sharp, slanted cut across lanes. And this wasn't some one-off mistake. It happened twice. The similarities here are actually startling. The blue Renault Kwid and the blue Hyundai Eon. 2 different drivers, but the exact same dangerous move. And the results? Terrifyingly similar. In the first case, the driver behind had to slam on the brakes to avoid hitting a concrete barrier. In the second, they were forced to swerve hard toward the median just to avoid a direct crash. So let's break this down for a second. People change lanes all the time, right? What is it about this specific 10-degree slanted entry with no warning that makes it so uniquely hazardous? What safety net does a move like this completely destroy? The answer is something called the escape route. Every safe driver, whether they know it or not, subconsciously maintains one. It's that open space you can move into if the car ahead suddenly stops. Well, the air guitar maneuver slices directly into that vital safety zone, trapping the driver behind with absolutely nowhere to go. It's a move that basically says, this road belongs to me and only me. And that brings us to our final case study. Now this one moves beyond a simple carelessness and straight into the realm of reckless bravado, putting the most vulnerable people on the road directly at risk. So, on the very same afternoon as those swerve incidents, a motorcycle rider on the Occoquan Bridge decided it was time to put on a show. Traffic was moving at a steady, safe clip, but this rider starts weaving between vehicles at a seriously dangerous pace. This is genuinely terrifying. The rider shot through this tiny gap, not just between cars, but between 2 scooters, and one of them was carrying a small child. His handlebar was inches away from a safety railing on one side and a car on the other. This wasn't just a traffic violation. It was putting a child's life in immediate danger. The source calls this a gangster pose, and it's probably because it's a performance, right? An attempt to look cool and skilled. But let's ask the really critical question here. When you strip away all that bravado, what are the real-world consequences of this kind of showboating? The reality is, well, it's brutal. A move like this directly endangers the most vulnerable people out there, like that child on the scooter. It injects pure chaos into what was a stable flow of traffic. And it leaves 0. absolutely zero margin for error for anyone on that bridge. Let's just be crystal clear. This isn't skill. It is profound negligence. Period. So, after looking at these 3 near disasters, what can we actually take away from all this? Let's try to boil these lessons down into a clear, actionable playbook that all of us can use the next time we're on the road. It really just comes down to 4 simple rules. 1. Keep left and overtake on the right. This simple discipline avoids that whole unpredictable squeeze mess. 2. No slanting. Indicate, check, and make sure you have a real safety cushion before you move. You have to protect everyone's escape route. 3. Space is life. A 1-inch gap means a 0-second reaction time. You need a real margin for error. And 4, maybe the easiest one, helmet up. A cool look is absolutely no match for a concrete curb. And this brings us right back to this powerful reminder that kind of summarizes everything we've just talked about. Those few seconds you might gain from a risky move are never, ever worth the ultimate price. So I'll leave you with this final thought. It is so easy to spot these dangerous moves in other drivers. It's easy to get angry at them. But the real challenge, it's looking inward. The next time you're in a hurry, which of these temptations will you recognize, and more importantly, resist in your own driving? That's the question that truly matters.